Hello everyone, this is a simple basic tutorial on recording a simple macro using Pulover's macro creator and then integrating that with Cabinet Vision. Um, this is Pulover's macro creator. You will see the commands that you've recorded and modified in this screen here. And over here you'll see the actual auto hotkey code that Pulover's macro creator then generates the uh, from the recorded macro, from the mouse positions and everything else. We'll go through the process of recording it, modifying what's been recorded in order to make it function correctly, assigning it to some kind of hotkey, and going through some of the limitations of the program. One of the first limitations you need to know is I've discovered through unfortunate trial and error that each macro that you record in this fashion is somewhat unique to each computer. Even if you have two identical computers, their screens might be set up differently, and this way of doing things relies very heavily upon the individual screen layout, zoom, things like that. So you need to have a consistent position for all of your windows. You need to have a consistent position for the software you're going to be recording the macro for. We'll be playing with these just a little bit later. Before you start too much, I have my macro settings set like this. If you go to macro, recording options, you want to have everything except record control send, mouse moves, and timed intervals. You want to have those turned off. The only time you would really want to have mouse moves turned on is if you plan on dragging something as part of your macro. Timed intervals will fill your recording area with massive amounts of the mouse is now here, the mouse is now here, the mouse is now here for pages of information, especially if you're doing something complex. And I don't actually know what record control send means. Probably integration with another device other than a mouse or a standard keyboard, like a joystick or something is possible. I don't actually know what that particular function does, but I have it off because I believe it will interfere with basic use. Once we have this set up, we want to macro, add macro. So this is one macro that we've already recorded and set up. This will be a second one. We will right click and we will edit. And you will see we have macro 2 here and we have the commands to play it. If we double click here, we'll bring up another dialog box. And we will call this one dimension style to fixed scale. And as you can see here, these are the modifiers that you want to program. So I have control 1 through 9 set up for a different set of macros. So in this case, it says control 2, but I want it to be alt 2. So exclamation point 2. And so by hitting alt 2, it will play this macro once I have everything set up. And let's hit OK. So now what we have to do is hit record here, and it will automatically minimize Pulover's macro creator. And we need to hit F9 to begin recording, and then we will hit it again to stop recording. So we want to start with a dimensions that is in the wrong style. This one is in CAD, this one is in fixed scale. And I want to change this dimension from CAD to fixed scale. Now again, this is all very much dependent on the individual monitor setups and everything else. So you want to have your Cabinet Vision in a position that you will be that you will be using it frequently in. And you want to keep that as consistent as possible. So let's start with the point of, I know that I need to click on the dimension before I start recording. So let's click on the dimension, and then I'm going to hit F9. So we've started recording, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click again. Then I'm going to go down to fixed scale, and then click again, and it's already changed. Now I'm going to hit F9 to stop recording, and as you can see, we now have the mouse movements. So if we come over here, this macro does the reverse of that. It selects the other dimension style for me. So we're going to come here, and the first thing we're going to do is, you can see it requires a when activate untitled layout. If you don't want this particular information to be absolutely critical to whether or not your macro is played, I recommend deleting that particular line. So now there is a command called mouse get position. So we're going to go to commands, find a command, and we're going to go mouse get position. So you'll double click there, and it will bring up this box. And it's going to ask you for variable X and variable Y and some other options. We're only going to use variable X and variable Y because we only want to store the X and Y position for the mouse. This is the initial starting point. So your mouse, immediately after you click on the dimension, is before you hit the hotkey combination to activate this macro, this will store the X and the Y position. So I'm just going to call this mouse X and then mouse Y because I have no imagination. And so it will store the variable mouse X for the X position, mouse Y for the Y position. Yay! And of course we want this to run before all of the mouse movements. And then we need to do one final thing. We need to add a mouse move at the bottom of it. And we want to move back to the original starting position of the mouse. So again, we're going to go to commands, and we're going to just use a mouse command this time. And we just want to do a mouse move. And Pulover's macro creator, in order to call back a variable, you need to encase it in percents. Mouse X, whoops, mouse Y. And so you'll encase that in percentage symbols. And it says there, instead of assigning a variable, it's going back and looking for a variable to stick into this spot. And then we just hit OK, and now it's at the bottom. So the macro is simple. It's store the mouse position, move the mouse, click down, click up, and then move it again, click down, click up, and then move it a final time, click down, click up, and then move the mouse back to its starting spot. And this is the delay in milliseconds. I have experimented a bit, and I find a 20 millisecond delay is usually sufficient for most computers to keep this active. So we're going to start here, and the delay here, instead of being 10, will be 20. And I have to drag each screen over here to do this. This is the only tedious part of this project. I should probably figure out how to set this default, but I'm not well versed enough in this program to do that, or I'm just too lazy to figure it out. One or the other. And then this delay, this last one, doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it 0. So then the computer will follow this command. So now we're going to save our project. We're going to go File, Export to Auto Hotkey, and it will bring up this window. And you'll select the macros you want to export, just in case you have recorded a whole bunch that you don't want to export. I always have Create exe file selected, and what I usually do is I usually take the exe file and I make sure that it's included in the startup of my computer. So every time I restart my computer, my automatic macros for this stuff are on at all times. So then these are simply my preferences, and I hit export. Oh, it's saying it gave me an error. Could not compile binary, and that's because I am actually running the miscellaneous CV tool script right now. My mistake. All right, turn that off. Export. File was successfully exported, and it will show up in whatever folder you had it on. So as you can see here, there's my miscellaneous CV tools, and if I double click this, the macro is now active, and it will show up in the bottom section of your toolbar. It'll say, you know, whatever you've named this, it'll tell you that it's active. So now I'm going to hit close here, and we'll close out of Pulover's macro creator. Now, if I have done this correctly, I should be able to, by hitting Alt 2, or actually I should change this to an alternate, both of these to an alternate type. Okay, so by hitting Alt 2, yep, it changed it to fixed scale, and you can see the mouse blinking that rapidly. Maybe the recording may not have picked that up too easily. The next project I'm going to do will be recording the mouse clicks necessary to take a rectangle, hatch it with a wood pattern, rotate it 45 degrees, scale it to my commonly used scale for detail drawings, and changing the color to a dark gray. That should be a fun one. Thank you for watching the quick tutorial on Pulover's Macro Creator, and I'll talk to you guys later.